and Browns. It is going to be a grid game between between Eric and Unisolated. So we get to see the developmental league in action. But the final game is absolutely in play. That is the Packers and the Chargers, and this is actually a big game for them. Apologies if anything sounds off. I am got a massive sinus infection right now, and I'm slowly dying. But we know you guys wanted those drops, so we're pushing through. We're trying to show you the love. Yeah, you don't have to drops are active in the chat. You don't have to type anything. You just got to be here. If you have questions like how long do I have to wait, how many drops there are, I don't have those answers. But you do not have to type anything. You just got to be active. Just be watching the stream and you'll get it. It is that easy. Thanks, Nemo. I got my tea here, so hold on. It's a giant cup. I feel like I'm in Friends. That burns. But we got some great action here on NBL Live. Let's take a look at the players to watch for today's final game. That is actually an NBL game. That's the Packers and the Chargers. Starting out with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. He's really turned it around from some early season blues. I think the first time we saw him was week 1, and I want to say he threw 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, but he has been very good since that. 126.0 passer rating. He has over 2,000 passing yards and 19 touchdowns, and he is going to be the key to the game for the Green Bay Packers today against those LA Chargers because they have to they're going to have to air it out against a Chargers team that has struggled to stop the passing attack, and this Green Bay Packers team doesn't have much of a rushing game. Aaron Jones has been decent, but not anything to write home about, so it's going to be on the shoulders of Aaron Rodgers to continue to be that passing attack and to not turn the ball over. They have to keep up. He has to keep up the I'm not EA, just to give you guys a heads up. I'm not EA. I can't fix the game. Sorry. We're just having fun with it here with a little franchise action here in the NBL. So the key for the Packers today is just going to be not turn the ball over. On the flip side for the LA Chargers, let's look at their quarterback, Phillip Rivers, and Gibbs having what is a most improved run here in the NBL. This is a guy who last year I believe went 2-14, and this Chargers team has been one of the nice surprises here of the NBL. Currently sitting at 5-3 in the wildcard hunt, in the division hunt, actually, in that very tough AFC West. Only a game back of the Kansas City Chiefs, and the big reason that is they haven't turned the ball over. Ramified, sorry. If you don't have a drop yet, I hope you get it. I cannot help you. I cannot go to your house and get you your drop, but you should get it. Phillip Rivers, 13 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. For the Chargers, with no Melvin Gordon, the key for them is going to be on the offensive side of the ball, and it's going to be the exact same key as the Packers. It's going to be not turn the ball over. I'm telling you right now, whoever wins the turnover battle here, even if it's just by 1, they're going to win the game. That is what has killed Gibbs in the past, is not having he's been a turnover machine. I think last cycle with Thomas Cooks in the last season of Madden 19, Thomas Cook threw almost 40 interceptions. So at the end of the day, just don't turn the ball over, and it is that easy. 3 games on tap for you. We're going to have that grid game between Eric G and Unisolated starting at 7:45, then the Packers and the Chargers starting at 8:15. Drops are active. Let me tell these guys to go. And again, I apologize if I don't sound great. I don't feel great. But at the end of the day, we know you guys wanted your drops. Hey, D Ramified, watch this. Go away. Get out of here. So congrats. You don't get your drop. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be a dick in my chat. You can leave. We're doing this as a favor for you. On most nights, I'd have much more patience and not pay attention to the dingbats in the chat. But at the end of the day, Planet is not on the stream, Bronco. He actually dropped out late. He can't make his game, so we had to switch that up. Yeah, at the end of the day, most days I have more patience, but today I feel like crap. So, and no patience for that stuff. So, we're keeping this on because we know you guys, you want your chats, you want your drops. We're going to lead into Friday Night Football over on Mudhead. We'll be hosting them after this, so you can tune into that one. But let's get right to it. Bomber and Eddie. Boy, there's a lot of personal insults in this particular one. Wish they gave you a pen button. Yeah, me too. But let's check out Bomber and Eddie. It's all coming up. We got a great night of action. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we got Bomber and Eddie coming up right now on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition. and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the MBL Network. Holla.
And we are indeed live. Little Regs action to kick off NBL Live broadcast 302. Bomber and Eddie. Bomber, Kansas City Chiefs. Eddie's taking the New England Patriots. Are you guys liking that one just as teams? I know Kansas City has a lot of weapons. Patty Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. But New England with Tom Brady, with his X Factor. Which team would you be going with? Give me a 1 for New England. Give me a 2 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Chester's Bakery, how do I apply to be a part of your league? Put exclamation point. I think it's exclamation point join. Let me see. There you go. Apply there. 365.maddenbomberleague.com. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with us here. SG61 says go Pats. Well, there you go. It's easy. See a lot of 2s in the chat. Oh, we got a couple 1s. Eddie Moore's one of our grid members. A man who no shortage of trash talk in life, in the NBL, anywhere. Big shout out to everybody who hits that follow button. I apologize if I miss you guys up in the corner, but do know that we do appreciate each and every one of you that just hits that follow button. I try to call out all the subs that I can, and I'll try to stay conscious for 2 hours. So there you go. I got Daypool running through my body, and I got a little tea action. So it's a good day. First and 10 for Bomber. A little out route to Tyreek Hill. Can't play soft coverage against this team. And by don't play soft coverage, what I mean is they're going to kill you on out routes. Bomber will recognize that and will hit the out route all day long. So I know pressing is, of course, dangerous with Tyreek Hill. But in this area, I'd actually prefer to be pressing these guys because Tyreek Hill ain't going to beat you for 50 yards on the top. It's a handoff to Williams right up the middle. It's Patrick Chung with the top. True to Roots, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well, my friend. Thank you for tuning into NBL Live. Appreciate you showing your support. Lady, KB24, what's going on? Take a Zyrtec, Nick, clears it right up. I've got like 8 medicines. I got Dayquil, I took a Sudafed. Right now I'm just trying to survive until 9 o'clock. The tea's helping. The tea helping, some soup. Good evening, Gold Warrior. Good to see you, man. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Bomber will be joining us immediately following this game for the last 2 ones, so thank God he won't leave me alone. Calling this game all by myself. So, shout out to everybody hitting that follow button. Hope y'all are getting your drops. I don't know. SD61 Nina, I don't know. That's a nice play to Tyreek Hill. Little possession catch. Give him a touchdown. I don't know. I don't work for EA. I don't know why. Bomber should be calling the game while he plays. That'd be funny. He could, but I don't think it'd be PG. I think they would get mad at us. Dark Brawl forgot Carlos Hyde is on the Chiefs. Yeah. No, Aladdin the Mudhead is coming up following this. I think it actually starts at 8 o'clock. We'll be hosting them after this. Yeah, Mudhead Friday Night Football. I believe it's Sand and Bugs out there. Let's go. B. Sanders, it's a common thing. I don't know if it's people don't understand that or if they just think that, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just like they don't understand that I don't work for EA or if they think that I have a lot more power than I do. But I don't. And I don't have a lot of information. I actually, like, even though you'll see our interviews with devs and things like that. Yeah, I've had chicken noodle soup today. I don't spend my whole days like talking about the development cycle with them. So yeah, I actually spend most of the game playing it.
Wait 10, wait 20. 65, 65.
Oh, okay. Answer messages, try to get things set up. Drops are active until 9 o'clock. Steer Sports Gaming, how many seasons do you typically go through at a single Madden? 7 to 8. I think last cycle we got through 8. It just sort of depends. This one I think is leaning more towards 7. It's a throw to the right side. That's picked off by Lee. Batted down by Rashad Breeland, and Lee's going to take it the other way. Kid Terrific Tom make a tackle. No, he can't. Palmer's already up 14 down. What is going on? Happy Friday to everybody. Happy weekend out there. Rick Flair with a 13 months of subscribing. Appreciate it, my friend. One of the newest members. DOCB, how do you join a franchise when you do this feature of the game? You can search for them on... how I found it is you can just search on Google, look for online franchises. You can join the NBL. Put exclamation point join in the chat. Lord of God, where's Mudhead TV tonight? They start in about 15 minutes. They'll do their pregame, and then 8 o'clock Eastern is when they Friday Night Football actually starts. So you can hang out with us, get your drops, tune in some franchise action, then head over to Mudhead TV. We'll be hosting them after this. This was actually an added stream. We weren't supposed to be on tonight. I appreciate the follow from Big Grocery. Shout out to Big Grocery. But we weren't supposed to be on, but we had issues with the drops on week 1 if you were here for that one. So now we got a little bonus stream because they want to make sure everybody got their drops. Crazy, I've tried to give the pep talk to my general sinuses, and it hasn't worked. I'm just trying not to die. How's the game? Good, man. Good, Ramos. Good to see you, man. Willpower for Life, cool channel, watching from work to pass the time. That's what we love to do. We love to ruin the productivity of good Americans. So glad you could tune in. 2nd and 7 for Eddie Mars and Tom Brady. Looking right side underneath. He's got Thomas. Ball's on the ground. Picked up, though, by Watson on the edge. Could have been even more disastrous than the start already was. Pep talk don't work tequila. Tequila won't work. Insanity. As somebody who has had many bad experiences with tequila. It'll just make me feel worse. Effin' Dread Pirate. Did you get Nightbotted? Because Nightbot is touchy. It was kind of a lucky pickup, Low Fish. I think it was more just... I mean, he was over there. He had 2 routes over there. I'm okay with that. That wasn't like one of those where the defense can't pick it up. Ram, nice picture. Some real games. Appreciate it, man. Right up the seam. Looking for Thomas. Got him right up the seam. That was a cover 2, and he's dancing on him. Even though he's lucky, he probably didn't fumble the goal line. It's going to be a touchdown for Eddie Mars, who found Thomas right between the safeties. And just like that, back to a 1-score game. Cheers, the Bull. The Evil. Have yourself a shot. Hashtag PFFG. Other also drops from Mudhead. BS Hansen. I will say probably. I'm not at Mudhead tonight. I would assume that they have drops as well. They typically do. Yeah, C-Buds 420. This is a franchise. Yes, it is a full 32-man user franchise. Every single team taken by a user. This game is not in the franchise, though. This game is just a Regs game between Eddie and Bomber. They wanted to get... They have some personal gripes on this one. So, they're playing each other right now for bragging rights, and I assume $10,000. And we'll have some franchise action coming up next. Jealous of myself, great stream with Guru yesterday. Thanks, man. That was a lot of fun. Make sure you go follow him at Guru on Twitch. We're doing some great stuff over there with Big Play Gaming. And big shout out to him at Guru. He'll throw over the... Okay, he's just going to find Tyreek Hill all day. Can we get Lip in here? Because I feel like he's got a rules violation. We actually, looks like we're going to have not only the grid game, but we're going to have an NBL game as well. Looks like Bananas and Gov, which is Jets and Dolphins, are going to be playing at 7:45 as well. Bogey Express, how's your O in Madden 20? I've been struggling, which seems opposite of everyone else. Bogey, here's what I'll say. The biggest thing that helped me, just know the routes that right now are good. That's a nice sack by Eddie Mars. Shot the gap. I'm finding, it depends on where you're having trouble. Routes over the middle are very good right now, especially with linebackers not being able to get a lot of jump picks. So you're seeing red zone has opened up for me. Dig routes, things like that are much easier. Corner routes are very good. Seam routes are very good. But it just depends on where you have an issue. If it's red zone, if it's elsewhere. Mavis, we're here to see some football. Here you go. What's up, Blaze Gore? Good to see you. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. 3rd and 20. A bunch formation for Bomber on 3rd down. Ooh, that slant route just absolutely dominated Travis Kelce. Like, I don't know if you watched that, but Travis Kelce just got pushed off his route so hard. Thanks, Sports. I see drops enabled, but no pack yet. It'll hopefully get there. I literally have no answers to how the drops work on the back end. But I hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying the NBL. If you hit that follow button, make sure you turn on notifications so you know each and every time we go live. We've got go August to August with franchise action. Usually 2 to 3 broadcasts a week. And make sure you tune in next week. Tune in to Mudhead this weekend. Shout out to Brad with the $20 donation. This weekend you got Friday Night Football action as well as more as a deep pass left side. That's Mecole Hardman into the end zone. Can't press him up that far away. Friday Night Football tonight, Mudhead TV. Also, they've got the Road to the Classic tomorrow and Sunday. And then we got the Classic next weekend. So yeah, Road to the Classic is coming up. Hayden Baseball, you can put exclamation point link like that, and there's your link to link your EA account. So Mudhead Friday Night Football starting in 40 minutes. Road to the Classic tomorrow and Sunday. Remember, those are for the winners of those. I think it's top 2 in each of those get paid to go out to Arlington. They get their trip paid for by Mudhead. So $1,000 on the line as well as Josh Gordon makes the catch over the middle. Former Cleveland Brown great for a moment, Josh Gordon. And then the Classic out in Arlington. That is going to be starting on Friday of next week. We're 1 week away from the Classic. It's going to be a lot of fun out there. See me looking. We're going to have a great commentary again. Hopefully when this cold is going. If you mean on Mudhead, I'll be out there 3 of the 4 weekends in September. Appreciate all you guys tuning in to NBL Live. This is broadcast 302 here on the NBL Network. I am Nick Mazesco, your slightly under the weather network director. Bomber will be joining us immediately following this game that he is in. And he is the Kansas City Chiefs, currently up 21-7 over Eddie Mars. The trash talk hopefully will stop, but probably won't from Eddie. I mean, I'm just saying, look at this face. Let's do a little bit of this. I mean, does this look like the face of a reputable person? Does this look like the face of a winner? I mean, in fairness, this guy looking as by the way, he just threw a pick. This guy, he's got a pink hat on. That looks absolutely ridiculous. He's got Z-Star in the corner here. That man is only 5 foot 2 inches tall. But the big one is these rings, all fake, 100% fake. Don't know why he has them. Obviously, he's gonna lose this game. See the ball back after the interception from Eddie. Nice swat. I don't know what he was doing with Patrick Chung underneath. Probably should have gone for a pick there. Eddie's never ready. Eddie was never ready. Oh, what's up, Z? Sorry and Brandy, Nick, you're great. I love your play-by-play. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in, for the kind words in the chat. I appreciate all of you. I hope you're in your drops. Hope you're enjoying the show. What's going on, Yoshi's great. Good to see you. Bomber always looks ridiculous. Fact. Mahomes on 2nd and 10. Finds Travis Kelce. Look at him dancing. He just has no respect for anyone. Zero respect. Your rival, kind words. See, there you go. Thank you for the kind words. Shout out to the Bacon Crew. Shout out to my man, Mutt Guru. The positive force for good. Yeah, y'all see that Mutt 10? Y'all see that Bo Jackson card? Pretty sweet, right? Tubby Jimmy couldn't imagine being that short, man. Z-Star, your response. Don't talk bad about Mills. Eric G, how you feeling? OSU? Bad. Not bueno at all, but we're here. We're still fighting through because we got to get these people their drops and show them some great franchise action. So we'll survive for a couple hours and then I'll go to sleep. I'll say this. Hopefully this moves on quickly, but at the end of the day, I'd rather have it now than during the Classic. So we'll take it. We're surviving. What's up, Studwell? Who's old enough to have been watching the game Bo got hurt? Not me. Not me. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on a Friday night. I don't know what do you got going on this weekend? OSU next game is Pats versus Jets. Oh, that's the grid game. We also have in the NBL we have Jets versus Dolphins. So a lot of AFC East you're going to see tonight. Boston Common, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Make sure you got your account linked, your EA account linked with your Twitch account so you get your drops. Collection pass for Patty. Great user there by Eddie. Just diving, looking silly. He's looking for the wheel route. Oh, Eddie got the pick. I thought for sure we were going to see a pass interference there. D-Train college football weekend. Not all weekend. Like, I was sort of sad when I looked at the schedule and was like, oh, like there's a couple games, but next weekend is the big weekend of college football, but it's just good that we have football back. Then a couple weeks after that, after next weekend, we got the NFL back. Yeah, you got the U taking on Florida. That's always fun. I just appreciate all you guys hitting that follow button. Hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. Let me know what you got going on this weekend. What weekend plans other than football you got going on? Anything fun happening in and around the country? It's a nice pass to 184-year-old Julian Edelman.
Let's go. A gain of 9 yards. First down, New England. Wait, 10, 50 the mic, 50 the mic. Cut.
First and 10 for Eddie Bars and the New England Patriots. 3 wide set as Brady drops back to pass. Blitz picked up nicely, but you got to throw it at some point, and the pressure made that pass wildly inaccurate from Tom Brady. Maki, uncalled for, man. Leave Nick alone. You don't feel good. Never. Second and 10. Shotgun formation for Brady. Another 3 wide set. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end in the slot is Brady's going to dump this out to James White. You're going to see a lot of that this year in the NFL. Furious Styles, how long are drops active? Until 9 o'clock Eastern time. Oregon is going to smack that War Eagle. Did AC Moneymaker, what's his face, the Oregon quarterback, come back, or did he enter the draft? I keep forgetting. I thought he went back. First and 10, Brady dropping back, looking deep down the seam. Has him in. Josh Gordon, a little shake and bake on the user. He'll pick up a first down.
Good work, boys. Let's go. It's a gain of 25 yards. First down, Patriots.
Not Kink. That's not that one. Try that. There we go. Got it. Yeah, Justin Herbert. I think Oregon's going to be tough with Justin Herbert back. First and 10 for Brady and the Patriots. Can Eddie Mars get a touchdown before the half at the 2-minute warning? Driving back is Terrific Tom, who I don't know if you guys saw the story. It was on ESPN. Tom Brady tried to get the trademark for Terrific Tom. No. Terrific Tom tried to get the trademark. They said it's too close to Tom Seaver, who is Tom Terrific, so they couldn't do it. TK, how's it going, brother? Surviving. A little head cold sinus infection thing, but we're here. We got drops and we got men on a Friday night, so it's all good, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in See you over at Mudhead in a little bit. Jay, we're best Madden partner stream. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for saying that. That's very nice. And if anyone has Bo yet, Texans fan 02, you can just DM me with the Bo Jackson. I'll take it.
Wait, 53!
Drops are active indeed, and we got some franchise football coming up. Brady, right side, looking for James White. Eddie playing just like Tom Brady does, finding the halfback out of the backfield, and just all day long. Appreciate it, TK. Always love TK, one of the best guys in the community, always gifted subs, so suck up to him if you want a sub. Yeah, the Michelle White combos is tough. Brady over the middle, that's a bad throw. Breland was there the whole time. I don't care if he was a linebacker, cornerback, or DT. He was all over him, and that's a pick going the other way. Texans fan 02, hey MBL Network, thank you for holding the stream, loving the content. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. Duty Cuz, can he make the comeback? No. Right away, Joe Namath or Riot. Eddie, what was Eddie looking at? I got a couple hints. That three-back, Harris, Michelle, and White. That's just...
23!
John, are they both just picking random plays? That good at the time? Possible. Skins Bo Yi 1. Z-Star just put it in the chat. Yeah, Chi-Town Bear. I never trust Eddie. Eddie wasn't ready. Patty Mahomes looking over the middle. Finding Travis Kelce one more time. I think you're going to see Bombers score a touchdown for the half. What's going on, Cap Bruno? Good to see you. Drops are active. We got some NBL action coming up next. Jets taking on the Dolphins. Also got some grid action as well. Mahomes on the right side for Tyreek Hill. Diving play. Picking up the first down. Too much Tyreek. Big Grocery in the chat. What is going on, Grosh? Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Cougs, you're live? Aren't you at a fantasy football draft or something? He's got a SERP emotes in the chat. I've got your Elite Madden, your Drag MB emotes. Throw them up there. Shout out to Elite Madden.
Yellow! Come on,
Is NBL Assembly? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. First and 10 for Bomber. Patty. On the left side, a little lob. Probably should have done a touch there, but you know. Good question, B-Bomb. Let's post that to the chat. Who was better, Bo or Dion? 1 for Bo, 2 for Dion. Second down and 2 for Patty Mahomes. Bomber looking to just turn the screws on. Looking for Kelce, back in the end zone, got him. You can't go for the pick there against Travis Kelce. That's why he is the best tight end in the NFL, unequivocally. Bombers just stomping on it. It ain't pretty, boys. Boys and girls, it ain't pretty. Dion changed the game, enough said. It's a good mix. Good fellow. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. A lot of bows. It's about split. A lot of ones, a lot of twos. It's a good question. TK, you are by far one of the best voices ever. Seriously, very talented, man. Hey, I appreciate it, TK. Just having fun. A lot of just trying to have fun with it. I appreciate all you guys who say nice words like that. I'm sorry I sound like my nose is falling off. Sim League I'm in is debating to turn off the X Factors. Thoughts? I like the X Factors. I get that it does make it... I understand the argument that it feels arcadey. But at the end of the day, I think a complaint in the game of Madden for years has been you can't tell the difference between players. I said this on the Big Play Gaming podcast last night. For a long time... An 80 overall wide receiver with 94 speed felt like an 85 with 94 speed, felt like a 90 with 94 speed. So I like the X Factors because it does make players feel different. But that's just me personally. If you don't like it, I get turning it off, but that's how I feel. But I know leagues that have turned off the X Factors, and good for them. I am one of the people that like the X Factors. Best player to build around. In MUT or franchise? I don't know about. I'm honestly, I'm not as up to date with the MUT cards. Bomb in the chest. This guy is terrible. Fact. I get the argument that it feels arcadey. I understand that. At the same time, I like it. I like that players, superstars feel like superstars, and there's a little bit of difference. But Baker's fun to build around. There are a lot of great players. If you're in a franchise that are fun to build, that's the other thing that I love that X Factors did with franchise. Is it made, whereas in past years you had probably 15, maybe 20 teams that everybody would be happy with, and then a good 10 to 12 teams that everybody was disappointed to get. Now, I think the X Factors make a lot of teams more viable. You're seeing, again, you take a team like the New York Giants, a lot of problems on that team, but you have Saquon Barkley with Jukebox with his X Factor. Oh, all of a sudden I want to play with them. It makes worse teams that have star players better. D-Train, you do the calls for the Madden Challenge. For the Classic next week, yes, I'll be down there. Challenge is not for a while, but the Classic that is next week, which is assume what you're talking about, yes. Ooh, I just picked up. Franchise best player to build a team around. Baker's tough to argue with. Lamar, any of the young quarterbacks. There are a lot of them. NorCal Navy Mike. All right, always nice to see everyone. Hope to see many more over the night and weekend ahead. Best wishes, Nick and the NBL Network crew. Appreciate it, NorCal Navy Mike. The debate we're having is teams that have stock, one X Factor at a severe disadvantage. Listen, without the X Factors, guess what? If you're the Bengals, if you're the Dolphins, you're much worse than the Cowboys. You're much worse than a lot of the teams. There's just not a whole lot of talent on those teams. So I don't think turning off the X Factors makes it that much better or worse. Told the Browns open in 2 weeks. Heck yeah. I know, Trey. I got you. Yeah, I'll be down there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you tune in. My phone's on. Mahomes run out right side. Chug it! Oh, out of bounds. I thought it was going to be.
Throwaway and incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
We got another game coming up in 9 minutes time. It's going to be a little NBL action. Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins are in trouble. Are they winless still? The Dolphins, did Gubb get his first win? Oh, Patty got clobbered and he's still with the dead eye got it off. Good defense. You're the Pat McAfee, the Madden commentating team, which is an A+. I appreciate it, D-Train. But I'm not nearly as cool as Pat McAfee. He's the coolest person. Dolphins, yeah, they're on 7. And again, Gubb was a guy in Madden 19 as the Saints that was a perennial playoff team, but has not been able to do it with the a tough Dolphins team to play with because there's just not a whole lot of talent on that team. What's going on, Billy O? Good to see you. When are we going to get Nick and Roma in the booth? I'd love it. Tony, call me, man. Hit me up. Hit me up, Tone. Put me on Booger's little crane thing. I'll do that too. Kick is away. I'm going to let it go. Up to the end zone. Yeah, it is a nice whooping. Eddie hopefully won't talk anymore, but I'm not that lucky.
Wait, set. Wait, Eddie.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day. Slam, slam, slam.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. NBL Live broadcast 302 here on the NBL Network. I'm Nick Mazesko, your NBL Network Director. Hanging out with you until 9 o'clock. Drops are indeed active. Make sure you have your account linked and get your drops. And then we got Mudhead starting up soon. So, yeah, make sure you tune in to that. We'll be hosting them afterwards. Loggerheads all day. Anyone in Cleveland? Who lives in Cleveland that's in the chat? Anyone? Here's the combo. Eddie wasn't ready. Eddie wasn't ready for that smoke. Makes KC better than New England. 28-7 in this game as we're nearing the 3:30 mark. Brady underneath finds Josh Gordon. What, Josh Gordon? Anybody think that Gordon is going to be? I mean, again, he's coming off the almost a full year suspension. Anybody think Gordon's going to be any good anymore? Is he done? First attempt for Tom Brady, looking over the middle, right over the linebacker's head. That is Thomas. Ooh, 4 picks. Ooh, ugly. Yes, pulling for him. I think he's got game. I always hope that I'm not just because I'm a Browns fan and I like Josh Gordon, but you always hope that guys like that figure out their stuff. And if he can keep his head, I think you're right, Sontaran Chief. If he can just sort of keep his head in the game, he's got all the tools. He was great that 1 year in Cleveland. But you always hope for a guy like that to sort of figure his stuff out. 28-7 your score here in this Regs game. We'll get some franchise action a little bit. A little corner out to Watson. Oh, the juke move. Oh, Eddie, clip it. Eddie, just show that over and over to Bomber. I might have lost, but look at this move. A little shake and bake juke move. Is that Ben Watson? Another former Cleveland Brown?
Stephen Gostkowski for the extra point.
You got the kicker. Yeah, you got to think marijuana, they're going to change the new CBA. You have to think. It is tough to continue to attempt to legislate in the NFL when it's legal and when it's legal for recreational use in 12 states now. Yeah, how about Ben Watson? A little shake and bake action.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
All right, we actually we got another game going. Not that this blowout isn't fun to watch, but I'll keep an eye on this one just in case something happens. Let's go to our grid game. This is from our developmental league, the Grid. So this is, if you ever do apply to the NBL, you want to be a part of it, you work your way up through the Grid. It's a full league, 32 players, same as the NBL. And right now we've got two guys who are in the NBL, but are playing in the Grid as well. They're pulling double duty. Eric G, the New York Jets, unisolated the New England Patriots. Some more AFC East action. Shuggers, how to get an NBL hat? Head over to cfnclothing.com. That is cfnclothing.com. Click on the merch. Click on the NBL tab, and right there you can get hats, T-shirts, track jackets, sweatpants. They really are high quality. I don't just say that because I'm in the league and I wear the stuff, but like it actually is really nice clothing. I wear the track jacket all the time when it's not summer. So check it out. That's at cfnclothing.com. You can go to 365.madamarmalade.com. And click on the merchandise tab as well. Le'Veon Bell. What do you guys think? Does Bell have any success? Not any success. Where does Bell finish this season in terms of rushing yards? Top 5, top 10, top 15? I'm more on the side of top 10 because I don't think that Jets offensive line is very good. Top 5 total yards. Top 10. Top 15. Wow. The Jamba Juice saying top 15. A lot of top 10s. That's where I think he'll be. I think he's going to miss the Steelers' offensive front. I know he is good. But, like, if I go with players I think that's going to be higher than him, Barkley, Elliott. I mean, again, Gurley, if his knees can stay healthy. I know he's got the knees of a 95-year-old, but I like Gurley more. Gordon would be in that group if he wasn't holding out. Nice. I think he's going to hold out for a while. I think Chubb. I will put Chubb top 10 because I don't know what's going to be the plan when Hunt comes back. Zeke's going to get paid. I'm telling you. Jerry Jones isn't that dumb. Jerry Jones, I know he's a lunatic, but he's not dumb enough to not pay Zeke Elliott. Because without Zeke, this team is nothing. They're riding Dak. Can't do that. Chubb is going to share carries. Yes, but not till week 8. And I'm not convinced Hunt's not going to take, maybe 5-10 carries. It depends on how good Hunt is. Yeah, Gurley's knees scare me. One hit and Gurley goes down. Update on the Eddie and Bomber game, by the way. It's 35-14. The comeback not on.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, there are many guys like the Chargers. I know Gordon's going to hold out. I get that they don't pay him. I mean, I think he's an incredibly talented running back who should get paid, but they've got Phillip Rivers, they've got Keenan Allen, they've got other weapons. You can't trust Dak to run that team. You need Zeke Elliott. Cody Katz, Big Cap. He's my favorite streamer ever. We love Cap. How's the Ravens in NBL? Great. Ravens are 6-1. Z-Star, you're in the chat. You're 6-1. I don't think Zeke gets traded though. I agree, Insanity. I think if Hunt is, let's go with any part of what he was in Kansas City, he's going to be of value. The question is, how do you share carries with Chubb? I mean, if Chubb has the season that a lot of people expect him to have, which is he was very good last year, how do you share carries with him, and how do you take him off the field? When do you bring Hunt in? Because he's not a third down back. He's a workhorse. Zeke who. That was a bold play, by the way, for Jerry Jones to say Zeke who. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Overturn. I think we're going to review. Yep, there it is. And overturn. Who's lead back that you have to give it to Chubb. He's your young back. You drafted him. He was it all last year. You don't give to Hunt coming back in. Do I think they trade Chubb? Absolutely not. No. No. All right, we're gonna switch this game. Not just because the stream is bugging me, but we've got actual NBL action. But we have 2 games going right now, so if any game gets out of hand, we can just flip over to the other one. This is actual NBL action. Bananas and the Jets taking on Gov and the Dolphins. And Bananas didn't turn off commentary because he's a dingbat, and he's in chat. So Bananas, like it's only been policy in the NBL to turn off commentary for like the entire time. So let me switch these. Also, Bananas is in the chat, which is a pet peeve of mine. Do I think they resign Hunt? No. No, I think you may see. Is Bananas gonna turn it off? Because it'd be nice. Because I don't think Gov has any sound. I'm like sitting here, turn it up. It's nothing. All right, here you go. Let's see. Two streams, same game. Hey. Okay, stop touching stuff. Bananas, stop touching stuff. Bananas, stop touching stuff. Bananas, no, you're done. Turn off commentary. Get out. Jeez. Thanks, Nanners. Thanks, buddy. Get it rolling. No, Eddie was not ready. Not at all. I turned it off. It was so bad. Yeah, so this is actual NBL. This is, what are we in? Week, hold on. 8? Week 8 action? Week 9? I think it's 9. I lied. I think it's 9. Dolphins sitting at, it is, because the Dolphins are 0-7 with a bye week. And the New York Jets have been in what is a very tough AFC East. The Patriots sitting there at 7-1. The Jets are 4-2-1. Bills at 3-4. Dolphins are at 0-7. And it's gonna go back to the drawing board. The drawing board is not talking trash to Bomber. Play action pass. Rosen, little touch pass out to Mike Gesicki, the former Penn State Nittany Lion, picking up a first down. I will say this. Bench Virtue. If Hunt shows out, he ain't going anywhere because John Dorsey drafted him in case he likes him too much. I just don't know what if you can trade. I mean, if you're going to trade Nick Chubb, here's what I think is going to happen. I think they will, if Hunt has any sort of season, any sort of good season, Hunt's not re-signing with the Browns. Browns, I know, may like to have him, but Hunt's going to go sign somewhere where he's going to be the number one back because he's on a one-year deal. Colts pick up Hunt, maybe. Bat of the way. Ooh, didn't go for the pick. And he'll pick up a DPI. There's no way they get rid of Chubb. I mean, unless they get blown away with some sort of deal. I think what's going to happen is if Hunt doesn't have a great season, they're not going to re-sign him. And if Hunt has a great season, he's just going to go sign somewhere else. Where does he go? There might be an opening in L.A. for one of the teams. I don't doubt that. I just don't know if the Browns have a lot of big contracts already. And let's not forget, Baker Mayfield will have a big contract in a couple of years. Chubb is, I mean, a lot of guys are on rookie deals. High pass back. That's a horrible throw. Is it worth it paying a guy who they're going to have, if he has a great year, they're going to pay top 5 running back money to when they have a young running back who is already good on their team? I don't think that's worth it to them. Has any team had success that pays a running back top dollar? Tsunami Surf, I've been a Browns fan since they came back. I've lived through the bad years. Think Browns control Hunt for 2022 though? No. I think if he has any sort of good year that brings him value, as a nice little angle route there, but Hunt, speaking of Kareem Hunt, there he is right there on the Miami Dolphins. Goes down. What's going on, Cuzzo? I think if he has any sort of year, he's just going to go sign somewhere else because the Browns aren't. Hunt, probably, if he has a good year, is not going to take a one-year deal from the Browns to be back up. I agree, Z-Star. Yeah, hey, Tsunami Surf, I've been saying over and over, if you weren't with us when we were 0-16, you're not with us now. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with us for NBL Live Broadcast 302. We're back to NBL action. This is franchise Week 9 action between the 4-2-1 New York Jets and the 0-7 Miami Dolphins. Dolphins with a nice response. Big deals usually lose. I agree. In general. I think the reason why Hunt is in Cleveland is it's a low-risk deal, but it's a low risk. They're paying him nothing. He's like making $3 million this year. If he ends up being great, awesome. If he ends up being terrible, it's a low risk thing. But I don't know why they go to the next one. Yes, because I'm a Browns fan. As a pass over the middle. What an awful user. What was Gov doing there? And Quincy Enunwa. Little hesitation. He'll take it down to the 7-yard line. Yeah, he's an RFA next year. Alessandra, my late grandfather was born and raised in Cleveland, was a Browns diehard, but he passed after the second season back. Well, he's looking down, smiling at this Browns team. Hopefully. Please. Hopefully. So now I'm sorry if I'm a lifelong Chiefs fan. I'm already pissed off the bandwagons we're going to have this year. Yeah. Yeah, John Dorsey. I mean, that's why he's there. John Dorsey drafted him, of course. Insanity Brilliance, how the NBL Dolphins been? Awful. 0-7. Very bad. First and goal for Darnold. Nice throw to Herndon. Little possession catch in front of the cover, too. Brad Good. Kicks up, it's good. 14-7. Let's see if Eddie and Bomber are still playing. Man, ad. Thanks, Twitch. Grant just all up his own blocker's backside. And that's the other reason, Seahawken, and that's a great point, is that the reason why you bring Hunt in is if he has a great year and somebody signs him for big money, the Browns get a compensatory pick. Built through the draft. But I don't think excuse me, I don't think there's a big reason for them to re-sign him. Unless something terrible happens, something like, Nick Chubb getting some catastrophic injury, then you bring him back. Let's see. Turtle Tom, never watched NBL. Let's get these drops. Good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. 0-7 Dolphins want to look like the Buccaneers. Fact. Who paused it? What are we doing? Gov's just looking at his team going, I don't have anybody good. They are still playing, by the way. Bomber and Eddie, but Bomber's still up 14. Yeah, I don't like the creamsicles, but that's just me. Second and 10 for Gov. A play action pass. Rosen throws it to the flat. Pick up 4. I just don't know what the goal of that was. Had plenty of time, and he went to the check down. 14-7. Jets on top. My Jets 4-2-1 in the NBL Week 9 action. Miami Dolphins winless. 0-7. Rosen on 3rd and 7. Good look right up the seam for Gesicki. That's what you got to do if you're on defense. That is the number one tip. You got to click on. You got to make the hit. A shout out to everybody hitting that follow button. Appreciate the love from everybody in the chat. I am Nick Mazesko, your NBL Network Director. This is game 2 of our 3-game set tonight. Coming up, our last game is actually a pretty big one in the NBL. It's week 9. There's still plenty of time, but you got the 5-3 LA Chargers. They're taking on the 5-3 Green Bay Packers.
We play to win. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm keeping track of the Browns game. Freddie Kitchen started Baker Mayfield, and I'm just like twitching. I'm terrified. Because of my NBL Bleach Report always confusing me thinking it's real news, but those tweets are awesome. Appreciate it. Our Bleach Report team works really hard on those. So shout out to our BR team.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Nice, got Bo Jackson. Good job, Ryan Walters.
Check. 59.
Yeah, we were over okay for a while. Now we're going up against Mudhead, so we'll lose a bunch, but we'll be hosting them. So they'll get our viewers when we're done. Jets putting on the fins, yeah. Well, they're about to put it on again. Darnold, okay, ball's out. Can he get it? He picked it up. Raekwon McMillan, the former Buckeye, and he's got a whole lot of space. 20, 15, 10. The Gov special was that. I'm almost 100% sure he ran engage 8 there. And he picked up a touchdown. I'm almost 100% sure. Mike Snook Ford, love that NBL has developed on a league. That is awesome. Appreciate it. I'm almost 100% sure, and the only reason I say that is not just because they had so many heaters in the backfield, but because I played Gov week 3. He caught engage 8 4 times. That's the Gov defense. Cover 0, hero sending 8, 9, 10 blitzers, don't matter. Suk Forth, you are perfect for the NBL. And that's the great part about our league is that we have a guy in our league who has 100 career wins in 27 seasons. You don't have to be great. You just got to be part of the community. You got to love what you do. So if you're great, awesome. If you're not great, it's not about winning. It's about the community, and it's about putting on things like this. We're a content-driven league, so this is what we do. We do live shows and podcasts and things like that. Twitter. That's a nice juke move by Quincy Enunwa, and then he got a block. And, well, it was fun while it lasted. Remember when you were tied? Touchdown. Get the lid back in my water. This is where it all falls apart, folks. Kicks up, and it's good. 21-14. One play is 78 yards. Let me give you the stats on the Miami Dolphins and see if you can pick out why they are winless. They are the 25th ranked scoring offense, only 18 points per game. 234 through the air puts them 19th. 59 on the ground puts them 25th. Defensively, they're giving up 29 points a game, which is third from the bottom. So they can't score, nor can they stop the scoring. It's all bad. Awesome community, great content, actually real good peeps, and everyone helps you get better. Hashtag GridNBL. Appreciate insanity. Picked off. That's Jamal Adams. And does he get to the end zone? Let's see. Oh, my God. Well, that was bad. That was not safe for work. There's no rule against these Dolphin uniforms. Sauger, I think there should be a rule against the play of the Dolphins more than the uniforms. Eddie says so that wasn't as bad as it could be. Shout out to Eddie with the 11 months. Twitch Prime sub. Bomber should be joining us in just a little bit here on the call. Gotta hope so. As all of a sudden, ever since that fumble return that Miami tied it up, it's been bad. Spongy Champ, tier 1 gift sub to Sparty Jim. Shout out to Sparty. Michigan State grad. Rod Woodson, Matt, I don't think he let him score. I think he's just that bad. To be honest. Blatant tanking. I mean, again, the problem with the Dolphins, with how they've been playing, is it's not an obvious one position issue. It's not like Rosen has been particularly bad. It's not like they've got a weakness. It's really everywhere is the problem. They just have problems all over the place. I mean, Rosen on the year, 58% completion percentage, not great. 11 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. But the thing is, as we say all the time, sometimes it's not the actual player. It's not like if he had a better player. That's Kenyon Drake, who's going to pick up a nice chunk of yards. It's not like if he had a better quarterback, I think Gov would be doing better. He's just making bad reads, and so it just doesn't matter how good they are. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't stay outside. Don't. Motor, don't. Yeah. 4:52 and counting in the second quarter. Rosen low corner out. That was all, by the way, first quarter. We just hit the second quarter. 42 total points already scored. Ball on the 35-yard line for Gov and the Dolphins. 3 wide set. As Rosen drops back to pass on second down, looking right over the middle of the field. That's my favorite pass interference. That's not even like oh, God, the game pet. No, you just clobber him, send a message. It's a first down to the 9-yard line. It makes me happy. I love it. (28-14) the score. Another shotgun formation for Rosen and Gov. Dropping back. I'm just going to toss him underneath Devontae Parker. And that, I think, is the biggest stat that I think is indicative of what's going on in Miami. Is, I think, Rosen average pass distance is 8.7 or something. Or 8.3. And so he's not working the ball downfield at all. Rosen dropping back on second and goal. There's nobody there. You gotta do something. That has nothing to do with the talent on the team. You gotta do something.
Got him. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Listen, it's pass interference, man. It was a majestic pass interference. Make sure y'all stick with us. We got one more game coming up. I don't know what Gov is doing pausing so much. Can somebody find out what they've used 5 pauses? What is going on in my life? Apparently there's some major depth chart things. Reminder, guys, hit that follow button so you know each and every time we go live here on the NBL Network. We have NBL Live Super Shows and lots of live franchise action throughout the week, including Building the Franchise, which is following the Baltimore Ravens this year. That's live here on Twitch. NBL Live with myself and Bomber. Bonus coverage. Lots of live Madden content. If you like seeing this as a nice pass to the back of the end zone. Again, if it's your first time joining us, we appreciate you checking out the product. A little different from what you see from everybody else. It's not a competitive league. We are a sim league, so we have sim rules. The biggest thing you're going to notice is only one play call per name of play. So if you call HB stretch, can't call HB stretch again, but you can call stretch or stretch arc. So you get to see a wide array of plays called. So if you watch this, then you watch the competitive thing, you say, this is really different. Well, we do that on purpose. So it really is, and we try to create something just a little different for people to watch, and we hope you are enjoying it out there in the Twitcherverse. That is cold tea. Yummy. 28-21 your score. Will the Jets score in under 2 plays? He almost did. It's only a 9-yard game, but he almost did. It's just console. It's just on Xbox. No, it's not chamomile. It is actually it's throat coat. Lemon echinacea. Babe Ruth Bomber, maybe. I don't know how many drops we usually get. Back foot tossing up, nobody home. Again, apologies if it's not quite as exciting and energy-ridden as usually is. On the struggle bus with this sinus infection, but I want to put it on, make sure you guys got your drops from EA Madden NFL. We'll host Mudhead after this, so yeah. Dude, shout out to you guys pulling the double stream with us and Mudhead. And this is a makeup stream. We had problems with drops the first time, so they gave us this slot. But we will be off here right promptly at 9 o'clock. So you guys can get over and watch Mudhead. Looking over the top for Smith. That's just dirty. That's just uncalled for. Nope, drops are active till 9 o'clock. Banana, stop it. That's just uncalled for. Well, I mean, came back a little bit. Tre'Quan Smith's having quite a season. Let me pull up those stats. "24 catches, 362 yards. That is his ninth touchdown on the year. Although he did have 4 touchdowns in one game. But he's having quite the year, though. Robbie Anderson, the leading yards getter. Tre'Quan Smith with the most touchdowns on the team. Why are all these guys making crazy catches? I'll tell you why, Dark Brawler. In this game, you gotta go for the swat. You gotta go to hit. If you go for the pick and you're not in position, the game will burn you. And Gov is an aggressive defender. He's always going for the pick, so that's why you're seeing big jump ball catches. Johnson, the speedster. 1st and 10 for the Miami Dolphins. This is a cover 0 hero. Nice little out route throw. Good recognition there from Gov. He should recognize it. It is his only defense. What's going on, Melota? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Hope y'all get some great drops, by the way. Always rooting for you guys to get something good. Rosen, a little corner out action to Daniels. You got to go for...
Mike, number 53. Mike, alert, alert, alert. You ain't got nothing. You got check, 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 check.
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it. Big hit over the middle. Mosley, scoop and score. Almost scoop and score. Look at him break this tackle. 1, 2, 3. Bananas going Wildcat, baby.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought he was gonna break it. How's it not halftime? These guys are throwing the ball a lot, and it's just, I mean, what, 56 points in the first 2 quarters? Brutal.
Check, 59, 59. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Check, 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 check.
1st and 10 for Darnold.
Man, ain't he?
This can get out of hand. Oh. Good swat. Hey, he went for the swat. He figured it out. Darnold 9 of 11, 292, and 4 touchdowns. What's up, Big Bomb? Eddie,
What's going on?
You taught Eddie a lesson.
Oh man, that was pretty boring
Can't
on both
confirm.
sides. Hey, do you remember when I had that idea for the movie called The Marathon Runner?
Mhm.
Well, I just watched a commercial for a movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon, and it's a comedy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw the Twitch ad for it.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, Twitch is always listening.
That was a good idea, man. I might go see it.
We're on Banana Stream, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm on there already.
Sia, where's the subscribe button? I can only find the follow button. Are you on mobile? If you're on mobile, for some reason, Twitch still does not let you sub from the app. I don't know why. It is infuriating, but they don't. You have to go to subs.twitch.tv on mobile. As the punt is away. Hey, Bomber.
All I've
How-
seen from Gov is cover 0. I literally have watched 5
Well,
plays.
can you answer
It's
me
been cover
how
0.
Gov was anything more than garbage last cycle? Like how?
Getting instant pressure.
Saints were a better team, sure, fair enough.
Yeah, Saints were a better team. He was getting really quick pressure, and along with that, it was forcing you to have to get rid of the ball quick, which almost played into the hands of his cornerbacks, who were able to stay with the receiver. You know, they were highly skilled corners that could stay with the receiver, you know, very quickly, especially 2 to 3 seconds into a route.
Ball's out. Robert Condici picking it up.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down.
Let's send these Dolphins to relegations. We got one more game coming up. It's going to be starting in about 3 minutes, and I can guarantee you we'll be flipping to it almost immediately. Chargers and Packers, both teams 5-3. Bomber, did you ever think you'd be seeing Gibbs at 5-3, especially after last cycle?
Just me and you.
Yeah, I think he actually made a comment in the chat that his win, one more win, he'd have more wins than he had, or just as
Entire
many
cycle.
wins as he had the entire cycle of Madden 19. So pretty cool to see Gibbs
Good improvement.
kind of getting better. But the Los Angeles Chargers, sneaky good team. I don't think a lot of people really
how
talk
did
about
they,
it.
They fell down. He picked him at 21, 22, somewhere around there.
They just don't have that mainstream appeal. Obviously, Phillip Rivers has been a pretty atrocious quarterback in Madden because of the throwing motion, the trajectory of his pass. Now with the trajectories changing and his throwing motion being somewhat quick now, it's not bad at all. I've actually seen it and like it. And then he has the clutch ability. He's been a phenomenal quarterback.
Watch the curl. Single
Will Banana score another touchdown? This is still first half. I don't. Oh, RPO. Yep, he will. 41 points, Bomber, in the first half. That Dolphins defense is rough.
Yeah, and insanely aggressive. You would think if you had a defense that wasn't supremely talented, maybe you'd adjust the way that you play and say, you know what? Maybe I'd play a little bend, don't break, kind of play to my talent here, right?
Yeah.
And just give us a little bit more chances and opportunities here on a drive, rather than just saying we're going to go all out, and if they beat us one play, they get a layup, and now it's a score. I'd rather see 10, 12 plays on a drive, give our defense an opportunity to maybe create a turnover that way.
Yeah, I mean, let's remember, he ran cover zero hero all last cycle, but on the outside, he had guys like Marshawn Lattimore. He had guys on the D-line like Cam Jordan. That Saints team had a strong secondary, strong D-line. The Dolphins don't have that, so you do have to play to your strengths and go, listen, let me play some zone, let me give up the underneath, because at the end of the day, all you're doing by playing cover zero with this team is going, we're going to give up layups all day, as opposed to giving up one layup a game, they're giving up 4.
Yeah, and make them work down the field. Stop pressing so aggressively that it's just one outlet pass and now they're in the end zone. Make them throw and have to nickel and dime their way down the field, because you never know. Teams make mistakes when you force them to stretch out possessions, and right now you just haven't seen it. Obviously, with the score reflecting 42-21 in just the first half.
All right, Bomber. I can't. I need you to get mad for me because I don't feel good enough to do it. Gov comes in the chat and goes, I went to the conference championship with none of that, by the way.
With none of what?
I assume Lattimore or Cam Jordan or something like that.
Oh, yeah, he was never a contender, though.
Thank you. I'd yell at
Who
him
did he
for-
play in the conference championship?
No, you didn't win, so I don't care.
Was it me? I don't think I've lost to him ever.
I know you played in the playoff before.
Let's move outside there. I'm just saying. I mean, as much of a miracle season as it was with the quotes, and as much as they were playing better than their
Oh,
rating.
yeah. He got to the conference championship because he beat Z-Star on a Hail Mary.
Exactly. And then what happened in the conference championships? What was the score?
He lost by a lot. Thanks for the sub, Gov. You suck. Normally I'd be nicer, but...
He subs right after that.
T-Dog, good evening, man. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody hanging out. This is NBL Live broadcast 302. I'm Nick Mazesco, your NBL Network Director, hanging out with Bomber, who finished...
Oh, he hit a Hail Mary and then went for 2 and hit the 2-point conversion. So, yeah, there you go. And that's how he won.
Rosen, 1st and 10. Deep down the middle of the field. He has Kenny Stills over the top. I don't know what defense that was, but it didn't stop anything. And the this is not a defensive game. As what do you think of the creamsicle uniforms? Do you like them?
Actually, no, not at all. For obvious reasons. But they kind of grow on me a little bit. And Tampa has a nice combination one where the top is that creamsicle and the bottom's white, I think. And I kind of like that uniform. I was actually using the Bucks in a quick game a couple days ago, and I kind of enjoyed that color scheme. And I think it was Bucks versus Bucks. And because Jamie was in the chat, I can't remember who I was playing. And Jamie was just saying how bad the Bucks were, and I was like, man, I'm going to use the Bucks. And someone else said they're going to use the Bucks. And Jamie was like, oh, come on, not Bucks on Bucks crime. That was kind of a little funny joke from our man J. Dot.
Shout out to Under in the chat. He goes, you're 0-7 and down 21, and you're taunting. 10 out of 10. What's going on, Beef? Overage Lord. No drops tonight? Nope, drops are active till 9 o'clock. As far as yes, they are. I just refreshed it to make sure I saw it. And yes, drops are active till 9 o'clock. So make sure you hang out with us. We'll be hosting Mudhead right after this, so don't worry.
I want to know where Eddie's at, though, at this point. I haven't seen him
He
in the
wasn't
chat.
ready. Was he ready? I don't think he was ready.
Oh, man, he thought
What do you
he
think
was
of that
ready.
Chiefs team, though?
Oh, they're overpowered, man. He was I was actually gonna take the Texans, which is about an 84 overall team. But obviously with the offensive line issue with the Texans, him taking the Patriots with the lockdown corner with Gilmore, the shutdown corner, I had to somewhat match up there. I told him, don't take them or I'm gonna take the Chiefs. He's like, go ahead and take them. I'm taking the Patriots. I got my picture wearing the rings, and I'm like, oh my gosh. He thinks somehow because he purchased some replica rings of the Patriots that somehow he's really connected to this organization in a way that he had to be them today. And
You can watch this.
Saw that
back.
worked out.
I did some drawing on his face and talked about his fake rings.
You know, he said, I said, are those real or something, man? Those look like the same kind of rings you purchase like for a quarter when you're walking out of a grocery store, you know, with the claw thing. And he goes, oh, wow.
Oh, he
drop?
caught that.
Oh,
Nope.
nice. I look like a Keyshawn Johnson, like
I don't
2001.
think. Hey, Calvin. I don't think he completed the process there.
Yeah, he got real cute, did the whole catch, and then just flings the ball on the ground, and that doesn't really complete the process.
Oh, he's bombing it on a screen pass, and he has him wide open over the top.
Wow.
So how many Bananas receivers are getting suspended after this game? Can I ask you?
Yeah, just got. I mean, the aggression is. I mean, you wonder why. Everything's deep. Bombs away Bananas.
How do I get drops? G Klein. You gotta have your EA account linked with your Twitch account, which I will put that link chat right there. And Bananas in the chat during his game says he ran commit me. I'm just saying, man. Have we ever had somebody get 3 wide receivers suspended in a single game? All I've seen is just bomb and Traquan Smith jump ball and bomb and Crowder.
Yeah,
jump
but those
ball.
guys are all pretty low. Like Crowder's at 15.1, Traquan Smith's at 15.1.
Yeah, but
It'd be
after this
tough
game,
to kind of move the
after
needle.
this game when he has 4 catches for 295 yards.
I mean, it'll
that's
take
not
a
gonna
lot to move them over. I mean, this is 15.1 including rack. It would take a lot to move them over that. But I mean, he's definitely given a valiant effort.
Here's my
I
question.
can't say he's not trying, Nick.
No,
He's
well,
definitely
but
trying.
here's the question: can we suspend Gov for? Oh my, you missed it. You missed it. You ran right by it.
Oh, nice.
Can you suspend Gov for giving up too many deep balls? Like, is there like intentionally causing Bananas to get suspended?
No, man. You know, back in like NBL season 9, I'm not gonna name names, but somebody once accused somebody of doing that.
Hey, Sauger, if we had a daily fantasy in the NBL, I'd be picking every wide receiver who plays the Dolphins. I don't know if anybody has any. I don't have any Jets for receivers. Somebody does. Somebody's getting some stuff. Traquan Smith getting some points in NBL fantasy. There's Bananas with a little. Is that mid blitz? Got a little mid blitz there.
I don't think so. He's in the 3-4. Was it the pinch bucko?
I didn't pinch Bucko.
All right, no running attack from either team that I've seen so far. Good way to kind of control the clock here.
I'm watching another ad on Twitch. We have one more game. This game between 2 competent players. Yes, we do run out fantasy. We got the 5-3 Chargers taking on the 5-3 Green Bay Packers. Should be a great game. 3rd and 7 for Gov. Rolling, chucking it up for Gesicki. Takes the hit. That is
great defense by
that's what you
Madden
gotta do
20.
in this game. Click on, make the hit.
Yeah, but did you notice he actually shadowed with them there? So as the dig was coming across, if that was Madden 19, that yellow zone, that little hook zone would have just let him pass. At one point, he would have stopped following him. This one, he kind of stayed with him, and then he had the playmaker him up the field. And when he did that, you lead it up the field. You click on, you make the hit stick, boom, there's the drop, and now you got the ball back up 21 here in the 3rd.
All right, we're switching games because I'm tired of watching this. It's bad. It's 49-28. We're gonna flip to our other game, which is the 5-3 Chargers. And oh my God! This stream is so bright.
You just missed a read option where Darnold could have probably went to the house, but I think Bananas was afraid he was going to get chased down from behind and maybe fumble or take a hit and get hurt, so he slides at the 50. Pretty nice play call there by Bananas. All right, I got your link right now.
Bananas, I don't care anymore. Well, here's the question. Let me know in the chat. Will Bananas and the New York Jets drop a 60 burger? Give me a 1 for 60. Give me a 2 for 70. 3-0 the score in this game. Chargers and Packers. Chargers were able to. This game is so bright compared to. I don't know what was wrong with the other game's brightness, but this game is very bright. As one of the guys with, I think, a great name, Equinemius St. Brown with the catch on that play. We got Bananas says 70. Appreciate the follow, Mills. Thanks for tuning in. 3-0 the score. Packers, this is their first drive of the game. Again, both teams 5-3 in the thick of the playoff teams. They're sort of, again, we're halfway through the season, so we're not quite starting to talk about playoffs yet. But the Chargers are firmly in the playoff hunt. They currently have the final wild card spot and are game back of the Kansas City Chiefs. By game, I mean pending this game, as of course, and they're game and a half back right now. And on the flip side, the Green Bay Packers, they are a half game out of first place right now. Bears are at 6-2. Vikings are at 6-3. So they're a half game out of first place right now. A win here would put them right there, but they're also in the thick of the playoff hunt. So these are big games for two teams. Bomber, two teams I don't know if we thought one or both of them would be in the division hunt at this point in the season.
Well, I like the Green Bay Packers coming into this cycle. I like Nemo. I thought he did have a legitimate chance to win the division. I think a little bit of a surprise team, a little unheralded team going into team selection as well as the Los Angeles Chargers. And Gibbs has done a phenomenal job with them. We talked about him a little bit earlier with his wins so far this cycle, how they've almost matched what he had the entire Madden 19 cycle. But I like Aaron Rodgers, and I like his ability to sling the ball down the field. You see it right there, finding Davante Adams.
Boy, Davante Adams might be... I will say Davante Adams, I think, might be the best wide receiver that nobody talks about.
Yep.
Just with how consistent he is, and he's a workhorse. He's a 8, 9, 10, 11 catch a game guy.
And still really young, only 26 years old.
I don't know why I always think he's old. I think it's just because he plays for the Packers, and I'm used to seeing guys like Donald Driver be there for 48 years.
Yeah, and then we saw Randall Cobb, even though Randall Cobb is only, I think, 28, 29 maybe, 28. What is he on your team?
Who?
He's been there. Randall Cobb. He was
30.
in Green Bay. He was in Green Bay so long. I don't think he's 30. He's 29.
29.
But like I said, he feels 32, you know? And then Jordy Nelson was there forever. But, yeah, Davante Adams, only 26, definitely feels like he's 28, 29. Still really young and very talented, 93 overall.
Can the Packers punch this in from 2 yards out? Rodgers dropping back to pass, looking back at the end zone. Flag down. He's not getting in bounds. I think he's going to come back for a hold as well. So give him a little more room with 5 seconds remaining in the quarter. Again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Apologies for it being a little less energy than usual. But we're here, we're live, and we got drops in the chat, and we hope you guys are enjoying those. Nick Mazesco Bomber with you on the call. We'll be with you till 9 o'clock. We'll host Mudhead after that, so y'all can catch up with Friday Night Football, what's going on over there. And then we'll be back early next week. We'll have some NBL live games here. When do we got Building the Franchise coming up?
Building the Franchise, episode number 2. Obviously, we've been trying to get on that. It's going to be live probably middle of the week next week, this upcoming week, probably Monday, Tuesday, expect an episode. We were going to go this week, obviously, with the Patriots suspension, kind of changed the plans a little bit. We adapt and overcome here, so we'll have 2 episodes next week. We'll go episode number 2 and episode number 3, usually once a week, every weekend here on twitch.tv/NBL Network. And if you miss it, you can find it on youtube.com/Madden Bomber League for archived content of Building the Franchise, Baltimore Ravens this season. But yeah, Monday, Tuesday, we'll expect one, and then another one this weekend as well.
Second goal for Rodgers and the Packers. He drops back to pass, waiting, looking over the middle of the field. Has Davante Adams held out of the end zone, but a nice play there. For the people who maybe don't know about it, what is this thing? What is Building the Franchise all about?
All right, so each season in the NBL, we follow a team throughout the season with weekly episodes, usually every once a weekend. We follow them with a live stream, and we kind of have a breakdown. You can find it in our archived content on YouTube, or even on here. I think it's still archived on this. It might still be archived here on Twitch right now. You can go check it out. It's got basically a breakdown of the team. It's got a nice little overlay talking about the team, giving you some information about the injuries and stuff. As there's a touchdown to Wham Bam Jimmy Graham into the end zone, number 80, former number of Donald Driver, mentioned earlier in this broadcast as well. But yeah, you get a lot of information about the team. We follow them through trades, through injuries, through releases, through ups and downs, struggles, through goals. And every season we follow a new team, give you a little bit more of an insight behind the curtain of each kind of franchise that we do follow. And for season 40, the first season of Madden 20, we are following the Baltimore Ravens. And for NBL Season 41, we'll follow a new team, and we'll announce that the last episode of our BTF Baltimore Ravens, which usually we do 5 to 7 episodes per season, as we're going to be doing 2 this week, upcoming week, as obviously a makeup from this last week.
It is a lot of fun. Make sure you tune in. We got a whole lot of content here on the NBL Network, not just here, but over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. You can check out things like the Commissioner Corner podcast, and all of our archived NBL live games get uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you miss a game, you miss a broadcast, you can check it out here on Twitch or over on YouTube. That's how it goes. JP, what caused a team/owner to be suspended? We have a full rule book, and so if there are any rules violations, that's what causes suspension. Blame your dad. Is this reg or mutt? This is franchise. So I guess technically regs, but it's actually on it's regs and sim. It's all it's our franchise. It's season number 1 of Madden 20, season number 40 of the NBL Week 9 action. Yeah, Nightbot gets twitchy. Nightbot is like that mom that just doesn't let you go out with anybody, doesn't let you have any fun whatsoever. You love her, you're glad she's there, but boy, she can be a jerk.
That was funny.
Hand off to Austin Eckler again. No Melvin Gordon, but the Chargers have been.
Yeah, they've been doing
without
fine.
him. Yeah.
A little two-headed monster in the backfield so far with Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler. Those are the 2 names you see so far coming into this game. 4.9 yards per carry for Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson at 5.3 yards per carry. They've combined for over 400 yards or close to 400 yards. 5 touchdowns on about just over 75 attempts this season. Melvin Gordon injured just at 22 attempts, 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, they'd won him back. But Justin Jackson and Austin Eckler doing a fine job.
All right, let me know in the chat what you guys think. I think Melvin Gordon's going to be out for a while. I don't know if he gets signed because I don't know if the Chargers haven't seemed particularly serious in getting him money. So does that make Austin Eckler a let's say top 15 fantasy? Let's say top 10. Does it make him a top 10 fantasy pick? Because the Chargers like to run the ball. They like to establish that run and let Phillip Rivers use it because he's such a good play-action quarterback. Does that make Austin Eckler, who has been the number 1 backup to Melvin Gordon, does that make him a top 10 pick, top 15? In a PPR league.
I think they're going to use him in
a
with
PPR
PPR too. The fact that they already were using him in the passing attack, so he's probably going to stay on the field for that and some additional with the running game, a lot more, right? Even if he just split whatever Melvin Gordon was doing. Yeah, I think it would make him very valuable. I like Austin Eckler a lot, but I don't know, man. I hate to get involved with teams that have those issues, man, when you're trying to draft fantasy. I like to stay away from that and go with surefire stuff.
Because if you draft him and they sign him week 1, he
loses all value.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As Eckler with a nice run to the outside, one man to beat, little juke move. I don't know if the juke move was necessary, but it worked for him. Austin Eckler into the end zone.
Just like that touchdown, right on cue. He says, hey, top 10, how about more like top 5? Nice little play right there, juking inside, falling forward. Chargers regained the lead. Started 3-0. Packers drove down, found Wham Bam Jimmy Graham. They went up 7-3. Chargers do a nice job answering back here on NBL Live Broadcast 302. And they regained the lead 10-7.
Being 187, I think he misses a year, and I'm a Chargers fan. I think so, too. I think he Le'Veon's it. I think he doesn't play this year. I think Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know if he misses any games. Because I just don't think Jerry Jones is... I get he's an idiot, and he has insulted him now twice. First by saying Zeke who, and second by offering him a contract that are making the second highest paid running back. But I think they're going to sign him before the season starts. Zeke isn't... They don't want him to miss any time. Yeah, PPR running backs are... last year I had James White last year, and I think James White is a top 10 running back still, even with Sony Michel, because he just sees so much action in the passing game. It's right over the top. Devontae Adams into the end zone. You can't give him space. He showed up the burners there and beat the entire Chargers defense. 1 play, 1 score for the Green Bay Packers.
A quick response from both teams. As we said just a second ago, the Chargers found themselves down 7-3. They battled down the field. Nice drive. It's regained the lead 10-7. And the Green Bay Packers, 1 strike, quick score, 14-10. You got to wonder if Green Bay, they almost just kind of playing possum right now. This is a team that got off to a little bit of a slow start, but every game they're slowly starting to develop that rhythm. Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams. On the season, Devontae Adams now sitting with 13 touchdowns. The next highest guy got 3. This has definitely been a Devontae Adams show here in Green Bay. If you got him on your fantasy team in the NBL, you're definitely feeling really, really positive about that selection.
I had to drop 2 players on my NBL fantasy team. I didn't like it.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Lamar Miller got hurt.
He did. I can't wait 5 weeks for him to come back.
Yeah, probably not a good wait anyways.
I dropped him and I dropped Delaney Walker.
He
who
did
got
come on.
suspended.
He did give you about like 27
Oh, he was
points.
great.
Though, so.
No, he was really good because
Or where you got him.
But I dropped him and I dropped Delaney Walker and I picked up Noah Fant and I don't remember who else I picked up. Let me see, who did I pick up? I messaged Motor. I picked up Deontay Foreman. I picked up his backup.
Yeah, he's not really going to get much run.
No. But Josh Lugo says I'm in a 12-team PPR league. I got 12th pick, and since top running backs were gone, I took Thomas and Julio. Then at a late 3rd and 4th, took Jacobs and Carson. Thoughts? Thomas, I assume you're saying Michael Thomas, which I think is a very good pick. I like Michael Thomas. Julio is a good pick as well. I think that's good value at the back-to-back picks. Jacobs, I don't know which. If you're saying Josh Jacobs from the Raiders,
Yeah, I would assume that's what he's talking about.
he's a sleeper for me. I think 3rd round is. I get hesitant taking him that early because he's a rookie and we just don't know what he's going to look like. But I like Josh Jacobs as a sleeper, and Chris Carson I think is a very good running back. I think those are all good picks. I don't know who was available, so I'm not going to give you too much of flack for it because I don't know who was there. But the only one I would say question mark with is I just take in rookies like Josh Jacobs, a guy who's going to be in some sort of committee in Oakland. We're not really sure what we're going to get out of him. Taking him as your 3rd pick, I think, is a little high, but I think it's.
I'm worried about that kid. I think a 5th round, 6th round, he's a solid pick, but I'm always also worried when you're young and playing with Gruden, you just fumble once at one opportune time early in the season. He won't forget that, man, and that'll seriously curve how many carries you'll be able to get. And it's all about attempts. It's all about volume at the halfback position, right?
Yeah. And I also think with Derek Carr, with Antonio Brown, that's going to be a team that wants to pass it more. But I like Jacobs. I just don't know if I like him at that spot. I do like Chris Carson a lot. It's a nice out route, and Keenan Allen makes the man miss and gets to the 11-yard line. But I think Julio and Michael Thomas, that's a good value at end of the 1st, beginning of the 2nd. Those are 2 wide receivers that I would put in my top 5, and you got both of them. I think that's really good. And Thomas is going to be a volume receiver as well. The Mind Force says Eckler's a joke of an RB1. He's only good as a backup. Don't fall for it. Okay. I mean, there's no use arguing with that.
I never really draft halfback. My strategy with halfbacks is always just wait, and then I try to get the one that I know is going to get a ton of volume that might not be, as talented as like the Giants had. Who was the guy that the Giants had, and he ended up getting like 25. It was back when they still had Coughlin as their coach, and he was getting 25. He was getting 20 to 30 carries. But
Barber.
no, it was way after that. It was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. And he wasn't like super great, but man, his last game he played, and then he ended up getting hurt. He had like 32 carries for like 130 yards. But he was the guy I drafted like 6th, 7th round just because I knew that. And then I just kind of hope I can get on the waiver wire and snag somebody after an injury. But man, if you can get somebody that just gets a ton of volume and can stay healthy, that's a win-win at the halfback position.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's all about looking at. Josh Lewis says, yeah, I was talking about Josh Jacobs from Raiders. Kerryon Johnson was also available. That's a risky pick. I actually like Kerryon Johnson a lot more this year because everything that has been said by Matt Patricia and the entire Lions team is they are committed to running the ball. So Kerryon Johnson is going to be a volume back this year. For the first time in Lions history, they're going to try to volume back it. They like their offensive line. They want to run the ball. That's why I like Kerryon Johnson. I don't think Josh Jacobs is a bad pick, but only his Darkwa. Yeah, shout out to Ahmad Bradshaw. Get all the Giants names coming out. Thoughts NBL worth the watch though. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in. My thing, I think it's so much about volume. I don't care how again. The only position I go is not worth a top pick. Quarterbacks are dime a dozen. I don't care how good you think Patty Mahomes is. If you look at the spread of play, like Mahomes was at a historic.
It was
level.
Rashad Jennings or somebody like that. Yeah, it was Rashad Jennings.
But if you
who I
look
was
at
thinking of.
quarterbacks from 2 to 15, they were all separated by a very slim margin. So I think quarterbacks are. I don't think it's worth spending on top quarterbacks. Running backs, I do. I look at teams that are going to win. I always look at their running backs. So at the end of the day, if you pick a team, that's the other part about Josh Jacobs that scares me.
Yeah, they get
That
behind.
Raiders team is going to be losing.
That's the thing about the Lions, why you never really like the Lions halfback, and everyone says, well, the Lions struggled to hit 100 yards. While we did obviously struggle running the ball, we were always down and playing from behind so much. It's not like we ever got to stay with the running attack, and it was ever working well for us, and it helped us, So we were always playing from behind, and we always had the mindset we had to keep passing the ball. That was our strength. So It was almost a double-edged sword there.
Josh, I think you're right. Thomas and Julio, that's 2 volume guys. I think Julio's start to last season was abhorrent, but you look at his last 8 games in Atlanta, and he had a touchdown in every game but one. I mean, he was really, really good at the end of the season. So I think that's a great pick. Blue Dog Mutt, what's up, guys? Love all the Madden on Twitch. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are having fun here. Drops are active until 9 o'clock, so make sure you have your EA account linked with your Twitch account. I'm Nick Mazeska, your NBL Network Director. I'm hanging out with the Commissioner of the NBL, Bomber. You can catch us each and every time NBL Live is on the network here at twitch.tv/NBL Network. Just hit that follow button. You'll know each and every time we go live. 1st and 10 for Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. 14 seconds left. Green Bay has 1 timeout remaining.
Missed him.
And then he found him. Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, he had 19 wide open. I know it was a little out route from the inside slot, but he could have hit him right on the seam. All he had to do was just turn around. Aaron Rodgers kind of just hesitated on that a little bit, but the pocket, the protection was so well. He found Jimmy Graham on a delayed kind of dig across the middle of the field.
Man, I would have liked to see him go. I think he waited too long. He can let 2 seconds come off the clock before he took that timeout. I would have liked to see him
take a shot. Yeah.
I mean, you just go, here's
Especially
my
on
first
the road.
read. Here's my
Especially on the
first
road.
read. Here's my second read. If I don't have any of it, I'm throwing the ball away. We're done.
You got Jimmy Graham, too. That's an opportunity to use him. Devontae Adams use their high point catch ability right there. Just kind of a missed opportunity.
Seam, high pass to Jimmy Graham. It's probably not going to be picked off. It's either a touchdown or an incomplete pass. You're good. Odin, what is going on? Ohio Sergeant Buckeye, what's going on? Bing187, when's the next broadcast? Building the Franchise will be here on Twitch next week, early next week. We'll have an NBL Live. I don't want to say this weekend because it just depends on how I feel. But we will certainly have one before the Classic. Maybe 2. Sagar, Fantasy PPR League, you need the CMC Point Factory. Number 1 running back. Yeah, CMC and PPR is just, it's nuts. I mean,
yeah, JB told me he had like over 100 catches last year, led their team. But also, you have to understand, I was telling him that Cam Newton's shoulder was messed up last year. So, I mean, that really changed the aggressiveness of their offense. So, right? So they started adjusting and trying to sling the ball, giving the ball to their receivers, even, to CMC underneath, allowing him to use his legs to run for the yards as opposed to Cam Newton stepping into it and drilling the ball 20, 30 yards in the air.
At the same time, with Cam's shoulder, they also didn't want to run him as much, so I think you're going to see a little more of a rushing attack. I still think CMC is a top pick in PPR.
Oh, still a top pick, but I don't know if 100. I don't know if he's not. I don't think he's leading their team in receiving, unless another injury.
I think
pops
DJ
up.
Moore is going to take a step forward this year. I think Moore is going to be great. I would personally take Saquon Barkley over CMC, but I think McCaffrey is very good. Do I take McCaffrey over Alvin Kamara? I think I take Alvin Kamara because I think Drew Brees is not going to be throwing for 5,000 yards this year. They're going to run the ball more with Kamara. They want to run the ball.
And he likes passing to Kamara.
Yeah.
He has no problem throwing to Kamara and taking that matchup with the halfback versus the linebacker or the halfback versus safety.
I think McCaffrey is way ahead of David Johnson, way ahead of Le'Veon Bell, but for me, it goes Barkley, Kamara, McCaffrey. That's my top 3 in a PPR league. Because I think Saquon Barkley is also nuts.
And we're actually going to have an NBL fantasy draft soon. Watch OSU just completely draft something else. Hey, I thought you said
I ain't gonna be first 3 picks. That's not my. I always get stuck with like the 9th out of 14.
That's the worst. The worst is the bottom. Anything like if you're not in the middle's all right.
No, I'd rather be in the bottom because the bottom you get back to back. You can at least sort of know where you're going because if you're at 13 out of 14, you pick at 13, you pick it at 16.
You think you get 2 in the top 16? You like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. But at like 9, you're not high enough to get the great players, and you're not low enough to get value with multiple players. You're just.
I think I had like 2 last year. Got lucky. I mean, I ended up drafting, but the second round was. I mean, there's so much distance between my first and second round pick. So.
I last year drafted Le'Veon Bell at 4. And traded them before the season started, and it was the best.
Yeah, you ripped somebody off. I remember that.
Who did I rip off? I don't know. They traded me AJ Green and a running back that ended up not doing me anything. But I got AJ Green, which getting any points was better than the 0.
Yeah, that's why I hate. I just don't take the risk. I took a risk once on a camp holdout, and it was like, this is not even worth it with that situation because you just never know. And then they got to come back and perform, too.
The only reason I took him was I was 4. He was clearly better than who I was going to get at 5. And I was committed to, if I didn't hear he was going to be starting week 1 in, like, the first 3 days, like, it was trade him. Like, just – and there were enough people asking for it that I was good with it. Like, but I don't like playing the holdout game. Melvin Gordon, all it's not San Diego. All LA running backs from the Chargers, they're off my board. I'm not touching them. Not unless if Melvin Gordon is there in 7th round, sure, I'll take a flyer.
With the first pick and the 5th overall pick, OSU selects
Melvin Gordon.
Oh, misses Jimmy Graham wide open. 14 of 14 before that missed throw. Aaron Rodgers just doesn't really set his feet. You know, when you have that kind of talent, Nick, and you're able to throw off your back foot, sometimes as you're slowly deteriorating, as age father time catches up with everyone, you see right there, Aaron Rodgers. All he has to do is set his foot, make the throw, maybe take a hit, but he still makes an accurate throw right there. He decides against setting his feet just so he can avoid that hit. A little off on the throw, and Jimmy Graham misses out on a touchdown.
Here we go.
Ooh, Sorry, just checking on the Browns preseason game. And saw Baker Mayfield was 7 of 19 for 50 yards. In fairness, he's playing without any of his top 3 wide receivers, I believe. Landry's not playing, Beckham's not playing, and Callaway's not playing. So I was checking. I don't take any stock. Do you take any stock in preseason results, stats, anything like that?
Being a Lions fan, I haven't had an opportunity to take anything positive yet, so no. That was a good defense there by 56, but isn't that illegal if you don't turn around? Don't you have to turn your head or something to make a play on the ball? Oh, he does. No. Never mind.
And
he did turn his head.
As long as you don't make contact, you can't.
Oh, okay. Because I remember that play. You remember the Lions versus the Cowboys in the playoffs? That's right. That's right, kids. The Lions were in the playoffs not too long ago at some point.
Remember that?
Yeah, and do you remember when who was it? Our tight end Pettigrew.
The guy that brings nightmares to everybody who wants to draft tight ends
in the first round. Was he he might have actually been a second round pick. I can't remember, but nonetheless terrible. And he might have actually been a first round.
He was.
He went to like Oklahoma State or something like that.
Yep.
They think the big guy that's got the size to block, he just can't really block good yet. Oh no, he'll never block good. If he can't block good yet and he's that big, he's lazy. Well, here's Jackson. Nice run. I like this kid. Hasn't got a ton of carries today, but he's been pretty effective for this team, as we said earlier. He's the one averaging 5.3 yards per carry, 25 attempts, $133 coming into this game with two touchdowns. I like Justin Jackson, what he brings to the table at 23 years young. 7th-round pick out of Northwestern.
I saw somebody tweet it. I was trying to remember who tweeted it out. But everyone's on the Daniel Jones train right now. And, he was like, let me list you the quarterbacks that had great preseasons. Everyone settled down. And it was nobody. It was Mason Rudolph. And, it was bad. That's going to be pass interference over the middle. But, again, you'd rather have, I don't think any stocks in preseason, but you'd rather
Play
have
good
your
than
guy
play bad.
play well, right? Right. There's nobody who's
Absolutely.
I'm really glad he played poorly in the
Here's the
preseason.
thing. Being a Lions fan, we've played terrible in preseason, for the last 4 preseasons, and we haven't played good in the regular season. So honestly, there's something there in the thought of if you play really bad, normally you don't go into the regular season and you just play great, unless you have some kind of, pass in the sense that you're the Patriots, or in basketball, if you're the San Antonio Spurs, a team that has consistently done it, right, over time, it wouldn't mean as much. But I think there is a rhythm thing and there's a confidence thing. If you need it, you can get it. But I don't think it jumps you up. I think Daniel Jones, it just is going to give, maybe him a little bit more confidence, but it doesn't prove the doubters wrong by any means.
Again, I'm not hating on him. I'm not saying he's not going to be good or bad.
But if he played terrible, if he was horrible,
Oh, yeah.
if he was the complete opposite, it would be way worse than it is good.
I'm just
That's
saying.
why they'll probably eliminate preseason at some point, or at least shave it down, because there's much more negative that comes out of that than positive.
Yeah, I just think I don't take any stock. I don't think guys who are great in preseason are going to be great. Guys who are bad are going to be bad. I just think, for example, take Daniel Jones. Yeah, he's having a great preseason. He's also playing against a lot of second and third string defenders. So
Yeah.
what does that mean? Same time, you see Baker Mayfield started today against a lot of second and third string defenders and is playing bad. It just doesn't mean anything. You don't know until the full team's on the field. But I think Jones, if I'm New York, I don't let Eli Manning see the field this year. I think there's no benefit in letting Eli play. Unless you have so little faith. I don't know what that Giants O-line looks like because they traded for Kevin Zeitler. They improved it. I just think that if you believe that Daniel Jones is your future, I don't think sitting behind Eli is going to help because I don't think Eli is a very good teacher.
Yeah, Victor. I remember Victor Cruz. He played special teams, right? And he had a single-digit number. I remember him in the preseason, but he was probably going to be good anyways. I could probably look at that and go, yeah, that guy probably would have been nice. Yeah, he got an opportunity to shine there, but he was probably already shining in training camp and shining in practice.
They were talking about in the new CBA, I don't remember if it was the NFLPA or the owners wanted an 18-game season, which was 2 preseason games and then 16 regular season games. I know the coaches like preseason. As Ford's up in the chat, we're going to the fourth quarter, and this is a good game right now. I just think 4 preseason games is excessive, but I know you need a preseason just to get guys.
No,
reps.
you do because it gets sloppy. I think if they did it to 2 and you actually the first one where you don't see any starters, I think they kind of already do that in practice pretty much when they do the team. What is the team versus team? I know the Lions scrimmage practices where they take on the Patriots. Nice hit right there on the outside by Jones.
I just think again, I don't mind it. I don't mind preseason for help, but for example, week 2 of preseason, you're not going to see any starters. Week 4 of preseason, you're not going to see any starters.
Yeah.
Week 1 of preseason, you're not really going to see any starters. You'll see them for a drive or 2. Cut it to 2. You give one. That gives them one game that the starters playing and another game where they can figure out rosters and stuff. Nice run up the middle. I thought he got in there. Yeah, this is a new Gibbs. I'm telling you, this is a different Gibbs than we saw last cycle.
Yeah, here's the thing. When he can throw the ball with confidence and be able to understand, hey, I don't have to just really aggressively drive the ball down the field because I have a running attack. I got an offensive line that can keep me upright. It gives you a lot of confidence, and right now you're seeing it. You're not just seeing an improved user. You're seeing an improved play caller. Confidence in play call. Look what he called right there. Even though it wasn't successful, he called a draw, a pump draw. It was a slam, but it had a little pump action to it, right?
Yeah.
That is a very slow handoff. That is a lot of confidence in your offensive line when you're getting that kind of cute. And sometimes that works out for you. If you got the offensive line, you got the talent, and it's holding up for you, that can work out well for you. And I like what Phillip Rivers has been able to do, primarily in the fourth quarter. He's been clutch for this Los Angeles Chargers team.
Oh, yeah.
And right on cue.
Right on cue, buddy. That was a bad throw. I would have gone to the. I think the sit route was there because the user shifted away from him. Here's what I think. I think the other thing that you see from Gibbs now, like that play right there, he throws a pick. Last year, he would have panicked and thrown in the towel. Or you ran that slam play with the slow developing pump, you lose 4 yards. All right, then I panic. I just don't think that you see that as much this year. I think the confidence is a big deal. I think just having a team that he is building from the beginning. Because remember, he came in mid-cycle last year. It wasn't his team that he got. Now he's got a team that he's building.
Yeah, and this team can defend. They can make plays, as you see right there. Hand on the ball. Aaron Rodgers is throwing basically a dead route. Watch, this route is basically sitting down. Jimmy Graham is breaking inside, but he's about to sit. He's turning his hips. He's opening up. He's about to sit down. And the Los Angeles Chargers are on their toes. They're coming down, and Aaron Rodgers is fading away. That's a recipe for an interception right there. As Aaron Rodgers got to be a little tighter with the ball here, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Bosa's not hurt. He's right there. I can see him. We'll be with you till 9 o'clock to the end of this game. As long as it stays good, we'll stick with you. Drops are active for another 6 minutes. So hopefully let your friends know. Get in here. Get their free drops. We'll host Mudhead after this. They got Friday Night Football going on the road to the Classic all weekend. It's a big weekend because the Classic's coming up and starting next Friday from Arlington. It's going to be a fun tournament, a full tournament of open play here on Regs. It's going to be a lot of fun. See who's able to come out on top in the Lone Star State. 20-13 your score here. Green Bay with the ball. So we're near the 4-minute mark to go in the game. Rodgers dropping back to pass, looks right up the seam. Jimmy Graham. Boy, Bomber, we talked about Jimmy Graham when we saw the Packers earlier this season about how he has sort of disappeared. It seems like Nemo has really fell in love with finding Graham right up the seam. They're using him effectively.
Yeah, this is a kind of the breakout game maybe. You're looking at a Week 9, slightly past the middle of the season. Let's talk about his last 4 games. 4 for 32, 3 for 31, 1 for 16, and 2 for 38. In those 4 games combined, only 1 touchdown. He has not been getting a lot of targets, but today we're starting to see Jimmy Graham. And look at that missed touchdown earlier. He could have had a touchdown on the board as well. So Jimmy Graham, I think he already does have a touchdown as well. So he could have had 2 touchdowns today. Jimmy Graham has been an integral part of this offense today, Week 9.
Yeah, it's been a big part of their passing attack. And now, if you're Gibbs, you got to start thinking, what do I do to get a stop? As we're nearing the 3-minute mark. If you're wondering why they're not killing clock, NBL rules state you can't kill clock until under the 2-minute warning. So that is why you're not going to see a large mass running of the clock by the Green Bay Packers. And they're in a dangerous spot here, Bomber, because 33-yard line is a 50-yard field goal. You take any more of those big hits backwards, all of a sudden you're working your way out of a field goal that could seal the game. As Aaron Jones goes right up the gut. Great. Was that 0-1 trap? That looked like a trap run right up the seam. It was either 0-1 trap or an inside zone split. But that was great blocking from a team that is not known for... A lot of people don't think of the Green Bay Packers as a great offensive line, but they've got some nice pieces, including David Bakhtiari.
Yeah, nice agile blocking right there. Being able to move, pick up a defensive lineman, a linebacker there. Big 3rd and inches here. Let's see if they can get a stop. The Chargers need desperately to get him off the field.
You're saying?
You got to click on. I just haven't seen Gibbs click on at all this entire drive. And that's really hurting him. You get to the outside, it's user versus computer, and right there, Hayward doesn't make a play because you don't click on, you don't make the tackle, and that's hurting him right now.
As we've now reached the 2-minute warning, and so now you just never know in this Madden, though, Bomber. Shoot the gap, you lay a hit stick down, force a fumble. This is a game where hit sticks are at a premium, and if you're able to line one up, you can get a turnover. We've seen it happen so far this season.
Yeah, 2 minutes left, 3 timeouts, so you got to run the ball here. Let's see what happens here with Aaron Jones.
Nope. Oh, just an inside zone split with Aaron Jones. 10 carries, 51 yards. What does Aaron Jones look like on the year?
I like Aaron Jones. I thought he had a great performance. Right now, he came into the game at 5.5 yards per carry, 84 attempts, 459 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So he's on pace for about a G to hit about 1,000 yards and have about slightly over 10 rushing touchdowns, sitting at about 12 likely for the year, 160 fantasy points. I think he's had a phenomenal season so far, especially that Week 6 versus Detroit, where he was had 97 yards, 3 touchdowns, had 28 fantasy points on the ground, 2 receiving. That was 30 total fantasy points. So he's had some pretty big games.
Second timeout taken by LA. Under Oath, remember when Debo had an onside kick, kicked it deep, and got the fumble anyways? I don't want to talk about it. That game doesn't exist in my mind. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Usually it's a little more exciting, a little more energy, but you can thank my wife for getting me sick. But we got a ton of franchise action coming up, weekly broadcasts, multiple times a week, as well as building the franchise, as well as our podcast. So we hope you've enjoyed the show, and we hope that you guys will come back and joining us for some more NBL Live, more franchise action as we work our way through the 300s now, as the Chargers get the stop that they needed. Now they got to hope for a field goal block, a shank. You never know what can happen here. As this a paltry 25-yard field goal. Ball is down. The kick is up. It is good. That's the only time Deshaun Kaiser is going to touch the ball today. It is a 10-point lead for Nemo. Boy, if you're Gibbs, Bomber, you are going back and going, what was I thinking trying to throw that corner out that was blanketed?
Yeah, you got to wonder if he just ran the ball there or just maybe got outside the pocket, threw it away, took the field goal. He'd still be in this game with $1:31 left and an opportunity to get a touchdown here to tie it up. So missed opportunities there for the Los Angeles Chargers. A little too aggressive when it wasn't really needed. But let's see if Gibbs got a little magic in him and see if Phillip Rivers can clutch up.
Appreciate the sub from CL52662. It's me all day. Appreciate you tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah, 1 more minute, drops are active. We'll be with you till this game is all but over, and then we will raid Mutthead for their Friday Night Football. Zan and Bogues over there, I believe, tonight from Huntsville. It's Phillip Rivers on 1st and 10. Okay, well, it's about to be over, right? Went for the swat. Smart play. I thought he was going to go for the pick with Jerry Alexander, but went for the swat and batted that one away. Gibbs looking for the prayer. He's living on a prayer. Whoa. Living on a prayer.
Check 56. Hey, defense, let's go.
Is that a real? Okay. 2nd and 10. Corner route. Oh, it's Stephen A. Smith's favorite player from last year, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, phenomenal year last year, according to Stephen A. He had the angle route open that probably would have gotten him a ton of yards and gotten out of bounds. He got a little angle route action out of the backfield, and everybody on the left side was pushing down the field. It cleared out the whole left side of the field. All Phillip had to do was just kind of rip it there, but he already had his mind made up on the corner route to Hunter Henry.
Buffalo K in the chat. Check out Buffalo K. Go over to playbook.gg. Give them a sub. Some great tips and tricks from Antcap and Zan and Bugs and the whole crew over there. And Buffalo K will make you rich in Mutt coins. So check out playbook.gg. Thanks for tuning in, Buffalo K. I still feel like death. Drops. I believe they're off now. It's 9:01. But appreciate all you guys hitting that follow button. Hope you guys tune in to NBL Live throughout the season. It's going to be a great year of Madden 20. We're having a lot of fun with it already. 3rd and 10 for Rivers and the Chargers. He gets clobbered as he throws it, and that's picked off. That's going to be GG's in the chat, right on time. Hey, Neo, just fall down. Why are you running around like you're going to do anything? Just fall down. So the Green Bay Packers, they are going to move to 6-3. And Bomber, that NFC North, Vikings, Bears, Packers, all at 6 wins.
Yeah, it's kind of a traffic jam there in the NFC North. So let's see who comes out on top, who can clutch up. And I'll tell you what, the Green Bay Packers are trending up right now. Definitely a hot team here in NBL Season 40.
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're going to raid Mutthead with their Friday Night Football. Cowboy, NBL, Nick and Company, great job, GG. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. You guys have been awesome. We hope you will tune in for more franchise action. But for now, we're going to send you over to Friday Night Football. They're in a commercial break right now, but they are working their way through their tournament tonight. So make sure that you show them your NBL emotes in the chat. Let them know NBL sent you. And make sure you come back here to NBL Live. We'll have Building the Franchise and NBL Live all next week, so make sure you tune in. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. For my co-host Bomber, I am OSU. I'm going to go lay down for a while. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time right here on NBL Live.